bought some orchids a few weeks ago. This one kept on falling out of the pot, roots and all, and I tried to stabilize it. I feel like it's very unstable. I tried poking in some skewers in an attempt to make it a little more steady, but I really think I need to repot it. I got some of this stuff. It felt lumpy inside, so I thought that meant that it had pine bark and all. When I actually looked at it, it ended up being like this. It's all kind of shredded together, and it will hold the moisture, I think, far too much for what I'm looking for. This thing was potted in almost pure pine bark chips. So I bought some bark chips, and I bought some sphagnum moss, which maybe isn't the top quality sphagnum moss, but it's probably closer to what I need. And I thought, I did put some weights in the bottom of this so that it wouldn't tip over so easily, but it's still, I mean, you can see the roots are kind of sticking up and they don't look very healthy, so I think I just need to repot it. And I'm thinking maybe this, maybe this, maybe this, maybe one of them inside of this. But let me take this out and see what kind of roots it has now. So I got out some bark. This is maybe a little bigger than I need it, but I can always break it up. I got out some sphagnum moss, which is not the pure bleached looking stuff, but at least it's in fairly large pieces. And now let's unpot this. Maybe I'll unpot it into here. There. Okay, so here are these marbles that I put in. Slumped marbles, whatever you call them. And here are the roots. So clearly some of these are not good. Let's get rid of them. That feels dry. I don't want to cut the wrong thing. That feels dead there. And I'm not really sure about the rest of these. No, clearly not that. This one feels very mushy. I really don't know whether these are alive or dead. I'm going to leave them. I should go give this a rinse. Okay, I had forgotten to sterilize the scissors, but I've done that now, and I've washed this off. Like that one really does not feel right. And that one. These others I'm just not sure about, so I think it's safer to leave them on. Like that one feels fine. That one's kind of alright. These thready roots are apparently, without their protective layer, they're no good. According to what I saw from one of the orchid experts on YouTube. So I may be overdoing this. I hope not. I hope I'm not killing this poor thing. Okay, that one. Maybe I'm making a mistake here. You're probably rinsing. But these two feel good. So this has a little bit of root. And I want something airy, so I'm going to try some holes in this. I cut holes in this, and boy, that turned out ugly. Maybe it's okay, but this is plan B. I used some kneeling pad foam and some bamboo skewers. These four go all the way down to the bottom, and then these four don't. And I kind of did a log cabin-y sort of thing. I thought I would hold it together with hot glue, if it will. And See if that works. If that will maybe provide some airiness and still hold these bits together, because they're pretty big pieces. So I'm thinking I figure this will provide some airiness. Hot glue seems fairly benign to me as far as how reactive it is. And we'll just see if this makes a reasonable new home for this little buddy. Oh yeah, I definitely messed up this end. Alright, well. Yeah, good enough. Let me secure that one. Can't really see what I'm doing because I'm working on the far side here. But these should work. The last couple in. Probably should have done them one at a time, and I don't know. Sometimes I'm just impatient. Ouch. Yep, hot glue on my fingers every time. I could be more careful, and that might avoid such things. Let's see if I can use a tool to kind of tuck this back in where I had it, instead of using my fingers where the hot glue is. Yeah, there we go. I don't really have a strong plan here. I think I should probably do a couple more toothpicks. Let's see, maybe a couple more here, another one there. Yeah. That didn't work on this side. Let's see if I can. It's gonna go right through my finger. Ha! Stopped it before it could. Well, that's kind of ugly. But maybe it'll work anyway. We'll see. I'll just snake some hot glue around the bottom and make a little web. Yeah. We'll see how that turns out. I've kind of broken up this moss a little bit, and I'm thinking these chips are too big for that little one. So I'm going to break them up a bit more. Let's see, these were... Alright, let's see if this holds. Is it cool? It's not quite cool. Everything looks still clear. Well, do I risk it? Yeah, I'm going to risk it. Try to detach it from the foam without breaking everything. That'll do it. Break that off. There we go. Alright, so that is my little planter on stilts so that it's not sitting in the water. It's kind of crooked. Will it sit inside this? If I trim these, it probably will. And we have fun cleaning up later. Probably got some of these in my mix there, didn't I? Alright. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah. A little moss in the bottom. Some chips. Kind of. See, how about like that? Think that'll be a happy position this night? Going too high. I don't know much about orchids, even though I kind of got lost spending pretty much a whole day on YouTube watching things about orchids. Think that'll do? Yeah, I know with the glue it's kind of ugly, but it feels way more stable. I'm going to put these guys in the bottom for weight so that the whole thing doesn't tip over. And later on I will actually go and wash those, sterilize them. But for now, yeah, that feels far more stable. Okay, so while I'm at it, let me give you an update on the other ones. I have this one. Now twice I have set it, I actually set it in this, cleaned out with water to soak it. These things will become segmented stems, almost like bamboo. They were very wrinkled, but at least since I soaked it, they've plumped up, which is a good sign. This, I just love how this one looks, and there's another one over here, another one kind of behind there. Let's see if I can get the light on it. Kind of in there. But anyway, I think it's looking reasonably good. I still want to change this background. I don't like this, but I'm looking around coming up with ideas, so I don't think there's all that much of a hurry. I think I'll be able to... Okay, so there's that. I want to make like some sort of a cup, some sort of a stand so that I can water this thing and have a place to pour the water in so that it'll get, there's like some sphagnum moss back here, so that it can get into there and really thoroughly wet it without having to lay this down to soak it. And then this one, which is not at all happy. You can see that the flowers have been falling off. Although this one is at least opening, but they've been kind of drying out and falling off, and I don't know whether I'm watering it too much or not enough. I did learn that there's an inner pot, and I look at the pot and that looks all very green inside. I don't know what's going on. I can see some roots. I don't know whether it's root bound or not. You're not supposed to repot them while it's flowering. You're supposed to wait until it's growing green, but of course it kind of is growing some new green. Let's see if I can get that right there. These roots are looking a little dry. That looks fairly healthy to me, that, and oh, that one's starting to look... But when I dig my finger in, this feels very wet, and I don't like that. I watered it the first time and the blossoms stopped dropping, but they've been dropping since then. So here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm not going to really repot it, but what I want to do is slip it out of this cup. See, there's a little hole on the bottom. But what I want to do is slip this cup off, cut some slits in it, and then put this into a container where the roots can get a little bit of air. The clear container was too dirty. I didn't want to try to sterilize it. I figured the outside of this is probably relatively clean. Got a bit of alcohol and a paper towel. Wipe down the inside of this. The bottom rim. Give that a minute to dry. Come on, you. There we go. And yeah, you see, that was just, I don't want to have to clean that. And then I looked at this, and it looks like the algae or whatever this is just on the outside. There are roots, but to me that does not look root bound. I don't know, I could be misjudging it. So what I'm going to do, put a few chips of wood in the bottom, because I know that this will just about fit into there, and what I want it is to not quite fit in there. I want a little air. And as I'm easing it in, I'll put some chips around the outside to kind of hold it up a bit. This could be stupid. I mean, I really don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just making this up. But I really think this thing needs some air around its roots. I had this whole thing in a box with newspaper to keep it from tipping over. I'm just going to put the bark chips in this glass container. Yeah, see? Told you it was tippy. I think those will hold it better than the newspaper was and keep it from tipping over. Okay, that is not going to last, but it will do for the moment. I just want to stabilize it and let it finish blooming and even if I lose the blossoms because I don't know anything about orchids. Well, that's how it goes. I knew I was taking a chance when I bought the things. So we'll just see what happens.